we are going to start on our backs. So if you've got blocks or whatever you're using as your blocks, you're going to just shift those off to the side and then come to lay on your back, plant your feet firmly on the mat. And then step the feet mat width apart, let the knees and the inner thighs drop together and have your hands just resting on the torso for right now. Let the eyes close. And as you simply drop in here, notice right off the bat if stillness is feeling welcomed or if you're immediately starting to feel a little fidgety, if the stillness you're thinking, nope, I want to move right now. Just notice where you're at. Don't judge it. You don't need to change it. So this afternoon, we're going to really be focusing on stretching out through the hamstrings in particular, but also just the legs and the hips and the low back. I've been noticing in myself and in conversations I'm having with students and other teachers that the legs and the hips are getting really tight, the low back is getting really tight, and this is directly linked to our root chakra. And our root chakra is really coming into play right now. It is about grounding and balance and also survival, and it really feeds off of unpredictability, which is what we're in right now, and sort of this unknown in this unstable place, which physically affects us by the legs getting tighter or tired, the hips, the low back, our balance might feel a little off. So really working this afternoon on finding some balance and some grounding and stability and opening up through the legs. Also, our root chakra really needs stillness and grounding. So if you're noticing that this little bit of stillness here is challenging, and it might be, for myself, stillness has been very challenging lately. The root chakra is a little imbalanced. Yes, hopefully we'll work on that and create a little more balance, literally and figuratively. So right here, take a deep, deep, deep breath in. And let all the breath go, empty out completely. Take another really deep inhale. As you exhale, maybe sigh it out the mouth. Taking one more really deep breath in here, fill the entire abdomen with your breath. And let it all go. Bring your right hand to your chest. Place your left hand on top of it. Breathing in for 3 ohms. Feeling the vibrations of Om in your body. You're going to keep your feet mat width apart. Just cactus the arms out to the sides, beginning to move with the breath a little bit, opening up through the front of the legs and the back. Deep inhale. As you exhale, let the knees fall to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Again, keep the feet mat width apart here. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, knees to the left. Look over the right shoulder. Inhaling up through center. Exhale, knees to the right, head to the left. Inhale up through center. Exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Inhaling up through center, exhale, knees to the right, head to the left. One more time, inhale through center, Exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Come back through center. Hug the knees into your chest here and just pause for a moment. Let the low back release. Really squeeze the knees in, maybe even catching opposite elbows here. This is a good one to not only release the low back, but to also soothe the nervous system. Take one more breath here. And then holding on to the backs of the thighs, just start to rock up and down along the spine here. Get a little bit of momentum going. And then pause the next time you're balancing on the sit bones. Lift the shins, lift the heart. You can keep holding on to the backs of the thighs. You can let go, Navasana, boat pose. Start to tap into your core here. Maybe you're a little wobbly like I am today. Yes, keep breathing, keep lifting the heart, lifting the shins. Exhale if you haven't recently. And then start to rock back and forth again. Hold on to the backs of the thighs. See if you can truly get some momentum going. You're going to rock all the way up to stand. Yes, see what happens. Let it be playful, let it be messy, whatever it is, it is. Meet me standing nice and grounded on both feet. Take a moment to look down, make sure that the feet are truly parallel right under the hips, giving weight to the big pinky toes and the heels. Shrug the shoulders up and back a few times. And then just let yourself find stillness standing here in Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a moment to really feel the grounding of your own 2 feet on the mat. Notice the strength of the legs. Notice the quality of your breath. Beginning to move as you inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, draw your prayer through the midline, folding forward over the legs. Inhaling to a flat back, press your palms into your shins, really reach the tailbone back, lengthen the crown of the head forward. Release over the legs, relax the toes and the jaw. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up as you reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, feel the shoulders drop down. Draw your prayer through the midline, fold over the legs, let the weight rock forward in the feet. Inhale into your flat back, try to get your chest parallel to the mat, and release over the legs, let it all go. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, grounding down on your feet. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. One more time, just like that. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, draw your prayer through the midline. Let the weight rock forward in your feet as you let the head release. Inhaling to your flat back, lengthening long through both sides of the waist. And release over the legs. Sweeping the arms out and up as you reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, catching the left wrist with the right hand, reach up and over to the right side, long stretch through that whole left side here. Come back up through center, switch, catch your right wrist, reaching up and over to the left side. Really anchor into the outer edge of your right foot here. Come back up through center, reach up, look up, palms together, draw your prayer through the midline, folding forward over the legs, and then just stay folded forward here. Notice right off the bat how the backs of the legs are feeling as one leg tighter than the other. And then maybe start to shake the head out a little bit. Flutter through the lips if the jaw is feeling tight. Catching opposite elbows. Let yourself sway side to side here, just like an elephant trunk. Really let the forearms and the head be heavy and just find a little bit of lightness as the torso sways. Switch which elbows on top. And again, find a little bit of swaying here, side to side. Really release through the head. And then let the elbows go. Keep the knees bent and the head heavy as you slowly start to roll up one vertebra at a time. Your head is the very last thing to arrive. And then shrug the shoulders up and back just a few times. I'm gonna come check something. My screen just did something. I wanna make sure that we're all good.
Looks fine for me.
It looks fine for you? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what just happened here on my screen. I suppose it does not matter. So everybody's nice and tall.
We're okay.
You're all right. Standing nice and grounded on your own 2 feet back in Tadasana. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Draw your prayer through the midline. Fold back over the legs as you inhale. Find that flat back. Stepping your left foot back to your low lunge. Lower the left knee down. Untuck the toes. Climb the hands up to the top of the right thigh. And we're going to do a little bit of cat and cow here. So as you inhale, shift forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. As you exhale, shift back a little bit, rounding, draw the navel in, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, shift forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, draw back, rounding, chin to chest, navel to spine. Inhale, shift forward, lift up out of the waist as you roll those shoulders open. Exhale, draw back, rounding through the entire back body. Inhale, shift back forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. This time reach the arms up to frame your face. Circle the arms all the way back, down, and up. 2 more circles, just starting to open up through the shoulders a little bit more. And then pause as you reach up. Lower the hands back down to the mat. Tuck those left toes under. Lift the left knee and thigh. Feet stay right where they are. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, straighten the right leg just as much as you can. Inhaling back to your low lunge. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhaling to your low lunge. Exhale, straighten that right leg. Inhale back to your low lunge. Exhale, the left foot meets the right at the top of the mat. As you're folding forward, just notice if the 2 legs feel similar or if there are any differences. Inhale, sweep those arms out and up as you reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Exhale, draw your prayer through the midline, folding forward over the legs. Inhaling to your flat back, extending long through both sides of the waist. Step the right foot back to your low lunge. Lower that right knee down, untuck the toes, climb the hands up to the top of your left thigh. Inhale, shift forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze, finding that cat-cow spine here. Exhale, pull back, rounding, draw the navel in. Try to stack the hips directly over that right knee. Inhale, shift forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, draw back, rounding, navel draws in, chin drops to the chest. Inhale, shift forward, really roll the shoulders open. Exhale, draw back, round, round, round. Inhale, shift back forward, reach the arms up to frame your face. 3 arm circles, reach back behind you, down and up. Reaching all the way back, down and up. Last circle here. Pause as you reach the arms up, lift the heart and the gaze a little bit more. Lowering the hands down to the mat, tuck those right toes under, lift the right knee and thigh. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, straighten the left leg, plug that left hip in and back. Inhaling back to your low lunge, left knee is directly over the left ankle. Exhale, straighten the leg, let the head go, let the breath go fully. Inhaling back to your low lunge. Exhale, straighten that left leg as much as you can, folding forward. Inhaling back to your low lunge. Exhale, the right foot meets the left at the top of the mat, releasing over the legs, sweeping the arms out and up, high prayer. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, draw your prayer through the midline, folding forward over the legs. Inhaling to your flat back. Step your right foot back to your low lunge. Left foot meets it in plank pose, top of a push-up. Pause here as you breathe in. As you exhale, lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. Baby cobra, scoop the heart forward and up. Press back to child's pose, hips to the heels. Take a deep breath in. And let all the breath go, giving yourself a moment of grounding here. Reach long through the arms, look past your thumbs, stay as close to the mat as you can. Slide out to a baby cobra. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Lower the forehead down to the mat, tuck the toes under, press up to plank. Downward dog as you exhale right away. Walk your feet up to the top edge of your mat. Folding forward over the legs. As you inhale, sweep the arms out and up, high prayer. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Draw your prayer through the midline, folding forward over the legs. Inhaling to your flat back, reach nice and long through the spine. Step your left foot back to your low lunge. Right foot meets it in plank pose. Strong and steady here. One more breath in. Lower the knees, the chest, and the chin as you exhale. Baby cobra, pressing to the tops of the feet as you lift the heart and the gaze. Lower the forehead down, press back to child's pose, hips to the heels. Really breathe into the low back here. Extending long through the arms, look right between your thumbs. Imagine rolling a marble on the mat with your nose as you slide forward to your baby cobra. And lower the forehead down, tuck those toes under, press up to plank. Downward dog as you exhale, start to walk the feet up toward the top edge of your mat. Really mindful and intentional with your steps. Sweeping the arms out and up, high prayer. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Grounded on your feet, sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Just a moment here. Starting to feel the strength and the power in the legs. And releasing over the legs here. Step your way back to downward dog. So take a good 2 to 4 steps before you find your first downward dog that we're actually going to hold here. So maybe you want to drop into the stillness immediately. Maybe you find that you're wanting to pedal through the feet a little bit. Maybe shake the head out, sway the hips, or spiral the torso. Just see what it is that you are needing in this moment. Give that to yourself. And then in the next breath or two, start to find stillness if you're not there already. Shifting a little more weight into the legs, getting out of the wrists and the shoulders, really pull up through the front of the thighs. Feel the sit bones pike up and back, and then drop those heels just as close to the ground as they will come right now. Everybody take a deep breath in all together. And let the breath go all together. Moving with your breath, inhaling forward to plank pose, gaze past the top edge of the mat. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling forward to plank. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank. Stay in plank pose as you exhale. Deep breath in. Lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. Baby cobra, scooping the heart forward and up. Downward dog as you exhale. Really feel the backs of your thighs press toward the back edge of the mat. Inhale the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee, really firm up through the front of that left leg. Strong base. Straighten the right leg, square the hips. Knee to the nose, shoulders right over your wrists, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, step the foot between your thumbs, lower that right knee down, left knee down, untuck the toes. This is a great place to have your blocks or whatever you are using. Yes. So you're going to grab those blocks if you have them, and you're going to shift back. The hips stack right over that left thigh. You're going to flex your right foot. Don't just plop back here. I want you to really intentionally square the hips. Feel that right pinky toe pull back toward the right shoulder, right? And maybe the blocks are useful. Maybe you can walk the hands forward. Try not to round and collapse here. Stay nice and lengthened through the back body. How's the breath? How are the thoughts? And shift forward, plant that right foot down, tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee and thigh, shifting your blocks if you're using them, step back to your downward dog. Inhale forward to plank, downward dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank, downward dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank, lower knees, chest, chin with the exhale. Baby cobra, baby bhujangasana, downward dog as you exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling the left leg up, three-legged dog, open the hip, bend the knee. Try to drop that right heel a little bit more if you can. Straighten the left leg, square those hips off. Knee to the nose, shoulders over your wrists, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, step that foot between your thumbs, lower the right knee down, untuck the toes, and then shift those hips back, flex the left foot, keeping the hips over that right knee. Really square the hips off, so that left hip might want to roll forward. Peel that left pinky toe back toward your left shoulder. Again, blocks are an excellent idea if you're collapsing through the back, right? I want you to stay lengthened through the spine. How's the breath? Can you stay with the physical sensations without them needing to change or be different or end? And start to shift forward. Plant that left foot down, tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee and thigh, step back to your downward dog, shift those blocks if you're using them so the hands are grounded on your mat. Inhaling forward to plank, downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling forward to plank, keep pulling up through the front of the thighs, downward dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank, lowering the knees, the chest, and the chin. Baby cobra, baby bhujangasana. Downward dog as you exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a slow, deep breath in here. As you exhale, really ground down through the feet. Feel the strength of the legs. One more breath here. Slowly begin to walk your feet up toward the top edge of the mat. I want you to really feel the feet grounded. Yes, don't speed through this. Don't rush through it. And just release over the legs here. As you inhale, sweep the arms out and up, high prayer. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Take a slow, deep breath in. And let all the breath go. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhaling to your flat back. Right foot steps back to your low lunge. Take a deep breath in here. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling forward to plank, slowly lower straight down to the mat. One solid piece meets the ground. Baby cobra, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Lower the forehead down to the mat, tuck the toes under, press up to plank. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhale the left leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee.
Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, step the foot between the thumbs. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, rise up to a high lunge. Inhale, bring those hands back down. Exhale, straighten the left leg as much as you can. Inhaling to your low lunge. Exhale, rise up to your high lunge. Lower the hands back down to the mat as you exhale, straighten that left leg. Inhale back to your low lunge. Rise up to your high lunge. Lower the hands back down. Straighten that left leg. Rebend the left knee. Rise up to your high lunge. Stay grounded in that left foot. Draw the right knee up toward your chest. Pull up through the standing leg. And sit into chair pose. Weight is even on both feet here. Relax the shoulders. Fold over the legs. Let it all go. Inhaling to your flat back. Step the left foot back to your low lunge. Take a deep breath in here. Get a little bit longer through the back body. Downward dog as you exhale. Gaze right between your big toes. Inhaling forward to plank. Slowly lower straight down to the mat. Both shoulders and hips meet the ground together. Baby cobra, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Lower the forehead down to the mat. Tuck those toes under. Press up to plank, strong and steady. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhale the right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips. Step the foot between your thumbs. Take a deep breath in here. Rise up to your high lunge as you exhale. Inhaling the hands back down to the mat. Exhale, straighten that right leg. Inhaling to your low lunge. Rise up to your high lunge. It's okay if there are wobbles and bobbles. Yes, bring the hands down. Just notice them. Don't judge them. Exhale, straightening that right leg. Inhaling to your low lunge. Rise up to your high lunge. Shoulders stack right over the hips. Lower the hands back down to the mat. As you exhale, straighten that right leg as much as you can. Rebend the right knee over the right ankle. Rise up to your high lunge. Stay grounded on that right foot. Draw the left knee up toward your chest. Pull up through the abdominal muscles. Lower that left foot, sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Weight is even on both feet here. Take one more breath in and release over the legs as you exhale. Inhaling to your flat back. Step the right foot back to your low lunge. Left foot meets it in plank pose, top of a push-up. Pause here. Find your breath. Feel the balls of the feet really ground down. Feel the front of the thighs engage. Feel the navel drop in and up. One more breath here. Slowly, slowly lower all the way down to the mat. One solid piece meets the ground. You're gonna stack your palms. Elbows are nice and wide. Lower the forehead down, making a little pillow for your head. Walk the legs closer to one another and farther behind you. Stay grounded in the left foot and thigh as you inhale, lift that right leg. And lower the right leg. Inhale, lift the left leg. And lower. One more time, each side individually. Inhale, lift that right leg, reach long through the right leg. And lower. Lift that left leg, reach the big toe farther behind you, and then lift the leg. And lower. As you inhale, lift both legs together. And lower the legs down. Bring the hands right under your shoulders. Tuck those toes under. Press up to plank. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Upward dog coming onto the tops of the feet. Thighs and knees hover. Downward dog as you exhale. Keep in mind, if chaturanga is not in your practice or it's not what you need today, you can stick with knees, chest, chin, or lowering straight down, yes? Listen to your own body. This is your practice, this is your time. Take one more breath here in your down dog. Really pull up through the front of the thighs, shift the backs of the eyes toward the back of your mat even more. Inhaling the right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square those hips off. Knee to the nose, shoulders right over your wrists. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Step the foot between your thumbs. Rise up to your high lunge. As you inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw the left knee up toward your chest. Float back to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw that left knee up, playing with your balance. Yes, float back to that high lunge one more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bend. Draw the left knee up really strong through the right leg. Step back to your high lunge. Take a deep breath in here. Open to warrior two. Spin the back heel down. I'm going to adjust so that I'm mirroring you. Three flying warriors. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Reach up, look up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, warrior two. Flip your front palm, peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step to plank pose, lowering chaturanga halfway down. Upward dog as you inhale. Downward dog as you exhale. Take a full breath here. Inhaling the left leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips. Knee to the nose, shoulders over the wrists. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Step the foot between your thumbs. Rise on up to that high lunge. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw that right knee up. Keep the shoulders right over the hips. Float back to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw that right knee up. Step back to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw that right knee up. Watch the ego if you're nailing your balance or you're wobbling all over, yes? Step back to the high lunge. Take a deep breath in. Warrior two as you exhale. I'm going to adjust so that I'm mirroring you. You stay right as you are. Three flying warriors. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Reach up, look up. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, reach up, look up. Feel those inner thighs hug in toward the midline. Back to warrior two. Inhale, reach up, look up. Feel the shoulders drop. Back to warrior two. Flip your front palm, peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step to plank pose. Vinyasa or downward dog. You decide what you need here. Come back to the breath. Come back to the grounding of your own 2 feet. Notice the thoughts in this moment. Can you bring your awareness to your breath? Take one more really deep breath here. Maybe think of breathing into the low back a little bit more. Letting everything go as you exhale. Lifting up high onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, gaze forward. You can either walk or hop to the top of your mat, flat back when you've arrived, and release over the legs. Let everything go here. Sweep the arms out and up as you reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Take a slow, deep breath in, grounded on your 2 feet, and let all the breath go. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhaling to your flat back, reach longer and longer through both sides of the waist. Step your left foot back to your low lunge. Right foot meets it in plank pose. Pause here. When I say pause, I don't mean check out, right? Stay present. You're physically pausing the act of movement. Maybe you can physically and mentally pause a little bit too. Push pause on any thoughts that start to surface, any stories, any narratives. Take one more breath in, slowly lowering all the way down to the mat, one solid piece. Baby cobra, lift the heart, lift the gaze, hover your palms off the mat. Circling the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Reach your knuckles back, lift your thumbs away from your seat. Pause for a moment, actively pressing into the tops of your feet. See if you can lift a little bit higher. And then start to lift those legs if that feels okay for your back. One more breath here, see if you can lift just a little bit higher. And release down to the mat, hands by your sides, rest the right cheek down. It might feel nice to sway the hips a little bit. And then rest the opposite cheek down, just a little passive neck stretch. Moment to really feel grounded, right? You are physically, literally grounded here in this moment. Bringing the forehead down to the mat, bring the hands under your shoulders. Tuck the toes under, press up to plank. You decide, vinyasa or downward dog, whatever you are needing in this moment. Take a deep, nourishing breath in. And let all the breath go. Inhale the right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, knee to the nose, step the foot between your thumbs, rise up to your high lunge right away. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw the left knee up toward your chest. Cross that right ankle over the left ankle over the right thigh, figure four shape. Bring the hands into prayer at the heart center. Lift the heart up toward the thumbs as you sit those hips back and down. Draw the left knee back up toward your chest. Float back to your high lunge. Take a deep breath in here. Open to warrior two as you exhale. Inhale, straighten the right leg, reach up, look up. Keep the legs straight, just tee the arms. Shift the hips back, reach, reach, reach. When you can't reach any farther, that's when you finally come fully into triangle, Trikonasana. Right hand is on the shin or the ankle, left arm is reaching up toward the ceiling. Anchor into the left foot, your back foot just a little bit more. Try to wrap that right hip under you a little bit more. One more breath here. Come back up to warrior two. Bend through that right knee. Flip your front palm, reach all the way up and back. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Frame that right foot. You're gonna lift your left leg for standing split. You might want blocks here, yes, they might be a good idea. Square those hips, that left hip crease is gonna wanna roll open. Really dial that left hip down, lift the right hip crease. One more breath here. Bring that left knee in toward your chest. Bring the hands to your left shin as you come up to stand. It's okay if you're wobbly, I'm wobbly today. Actively flex through that left foot. Hold on underneath the left thigh. Keep the shoulders right over the hips and then straighten that left leg as much as you can. It's okay if it's super bent here. Reach the arms up. Try not to lower the leg. From here, let yourself have some freedom and fun. Back to your standing split. Hands down, leg up, yes. Step back to your low lunge. Step back to plank pose. You decide, vinyasa or downward dog, whatever you need in this moment. So just notice, right? Are you able to let go and have a little bit of playtime and freedom? It's okay if that felt really hard. Can you give yourself permission to let go a little bit? Inhale your left leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, knee to the nose. Step the foot between your thumbs, rise up to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw that right knee up toward your chest, crossing the ankle over the thigh. Make that figure four shape with the legs. Actively flex the right foot. Lift your heart up. Open the shoulders. Drop those hips back and down. Draw the right knee back up. Step back to your high lunge. Deep breath in here. Open to warrior two as you exhale. Inhale, straighten the left leg, reach up, look up. Tee the arms, feel those inner thighs hug in. Shift the hips back, reach, 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 coming into triangle, Trikonasana. Keep lengthening long through both sides of the waist. Pressing into both big toe mounds, both pinky toes, both heels. One more breath here. Find a little more length through the back body. Peaceful warrior. Bend the left knee. Reach all the way up and back. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Standing split. Lift that right leg. Grab your blocks if they're helpful. Really square the hips off here. Yes. Lift your left hip crease. Mindful of the thoughts. Mindful if there's a physical sensation that you're really attaching to or lingering on. Can you simply observe it, knowing that it will change rather quickly? Draw that right knee in toward your chest. Bring the hands to your right shin. Come all the way up to stand. Interlace the hands under that right thigh. Start to reach the right foot forward. Don't let yourself hinge back. Really pull up through the standing leg. So more important is that the standing leg is straight, not locked out, but straight. Shoulders are right over the hips. Reach the arms up to frame your face. Here we go, just like a seesaw, just like a pendulum, standing split. Hands down, foot up. Yes. Float back to your low lunge. Step back to plank pose. And again, you decide, vinyasa or downward dog. What do you need in this moment? Come back to your breath. Take a moment to just reflect on where the challenges were for you in that sequence. It's pretty basic, but it's not easy, yes? Where did the mind get a little carried away? Where did the old stories and thoughts start to creep in and affect the present? Where did you feel balanced? Where did you feel like there was a little bit of imbalance? Moving through all of that on both sides one more time. Everybody, deep, deep inhale. And let all the breath go as you exhale. Inhale the right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, knee to the nose. Step the foot between your thumbs, rise up to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw the left knee up toward your chest, figure four shape. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh as the hips sit back and down, the heart lifts. Draw that left knee up, reach up. Float back to your high lunge. Take a deep breath in. Open to warrior two as you exhale. Inhale, straighten the right leg, reach up, look up. Tee the arms, shift those hips, reach as long as you can through the right side. That right hand touches down, left arm reaches up. Maybe close the eyes here and just feel where the feet are physically connected to the ground. Peaceful warrior, bend your right knee as you reach all the way up and back. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat, standing split. As you lift your left leg, don't lift that left hip, really square the hips off. Can you bring your right hand to your right ankle? Can you bring your left hand to your right ankle? It's okay if the answer was no. Can you keep both hands on the ankle if that's where they are? Bring the left knee into your chest. Bring the hands to your left shin and come up to stand. Yes. Flex that left foot, reach the arms up right away. Extend that left leg as straight as you can. Height does not ultimately matter. One more breath in as you exhale, standing split. Let things go, yes. Step back to your low lunge. Step to plank pose. Take a deep breath in. You decide, vinyasa or downward dog. Take a slow, deep breath in. And let all the breath go. Keep returning to your home base, your breath. Inhaling the left leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, knee to the nose. Step the foot between your thumbs, rise up to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw that right knee up toward your chest. Figure four shape, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Bring the hands into prayer at the heart center. Lift the heart, open the shoulders, drop those hips. Draw that right knee up, reach the arms up, step back to your high lunge as you inhale, lift up out of the waist. Open to warrior two as you exhale. Inhale, straighten the left leg, reach up, look up, tee the arms, shift those hips back, reaching long, long, long into triangle, Trikonasana. Try to touch the ceiling with your right fingertips. Feel the distance between the crown of your head and the outer edge of your right hip get a little bit longer. You breathe a little more deeply. Peaceful warrior, bend your left knee as you reach all the way up and back. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat, standing split. Lift that right leg. Square those hips off. Can you bring your left hand to your left ankle? Can you bring your right hand to your left ankle? Can you have a sense of humor about whatever is or isn't happening? Draw that right knee into your chest. Bring the hands to the shin as you come up to stand. Yes. Flex that right foot, reach the arms up. Extend that right leg nice and long. Deep breath in. Standing split, pendulum, hands and head down, foot up. Float back to your low lunge. Step to plank pose. You decide, vinyasa or downward dog, whatever you need in this moment, give that to yourself. Come back to the breath. In your down dog, feel the grounding of the feet. Feel the lift through the front of the thighs. Feel the engagement of the low abdominal muscles. Notice the quality of the breath and the quality of the thoughts right now. As you inhale, come forward to plank pose. Slowly lower straight down to the mat, one solid piece. Bring the left hand under the forehead. Bend your right knee, reach back for the top of that right foot. Draw that right knee in toward your midline. Just pause here, breathing through the front of that right thigh. Keep both hip points grounded. Flex your toes over your right fingers. Start to kick your right shin back. As you kick the shin back, lift the head, lift the shoulders, maybe lift that left arm. Half bow pose. One more breath in, lift a little bit higher, and release down. Let that right foot go. Bring the right hand under your forehead. Bend your left knee, reach back for the top of that left foot with your left hand. Walk that left knee in. Make sure the knee didn't start to wing way out to the side. Pause here, breathe here. Flex your left toes over the fingers. Start to kick that left shin back. As you do so, it lifts the head, the shoulders, the chest. Maybe that right arm reaches long in front of you. Kick the shin back, reach the arm forward, and release down. Let that left foot go. Reach both arms long by your sides. Walk the legs closer to one another and farther behind you. As you inhale, lift and lengthen everything away from the mat for Shalambhasana. Just the hip points are anchoring down. One more breath in, see if you can lift a little bit higher. And release down to the mat, resting one cheek down. It feels good to sway the hips a little, sway the hips. And then bring the forehead down to the mat. Bend both knees. See if you can catch the tops of both feet with both hands. If this is not going to happen in your body today, that's okay. You're just going to take another Shalambhasana like we did. If you have caught both feet, walk those knees in, flex the toes over the fingers. Start to kick the shins back. As you kick the shins back, that is what peels the head, the shoulders, and the chest away from the ground. Kick the shins back a little bit more. Stay with me, kick the shins back even more. And release down to the mat. Rest the opposite cheek. If you have the feet, keep the knees bent, just let the hands go, and then windshield wipe the feet side to side. And then lengthen the legs long on the mat. You're going to flip onto your back. Does not have to be graceful. When you're on your back, bend the knees, feet stay planted on the ground. The heels are in the same line as the sit bones. The fingertips are reaching toward the heels. Pause for a moment. Feel the grounding of your feet. You're taking one bridge here. As you inhale, lift those hips. Scoop the shoulder blades underneath you. If it's accessible, you interlace the hands. If not, keep the palms planted. Notice where the weight is in the feet. You want to have weight in all 10 toes, weight in both heels. Feel those inner thighs wrap in and down. Maybe lift the hips a little bit more. The chest is lightly reaching toward the chin. The chin is lightly reaching away from the chest. Have you hit that moment where you've checked out or you've decided this is enough of this pose? If so, can you stay present? Can you stay with the discomfort as long as it's not leading to injury? Can you find the grounding and the stability here, even when you're feeling done with it? And if the hands are interlaced, let them go. Slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Step your feet mat width apart. Let the knees and inner thighs drop together just like we started. And then let the knees windshield wipe side to side. When you are even on both sides, no rush. You'll hug those knees back into your chest. Feel the low back release. Feel the shoulders release. Maybe notice We were in this pose at the very start of our practice. Does it feel any different? Does your body feel any different? Does the mind feel any different? When it is your choice to come up to sit, you can either rock up and down just like we did at the very start, or you can simply roll to one side and press yourself on up. When you are back up, extend the legs long in front of you, flex those feet. Take a moment to peel the flesh away from the sit bones. Tent up the fingers right by the hips, roll the shoulders open. Feel the crown of the head lift. Feel the sit bones anchor down. Really press the thighs down, flex those feet. Relax through the shoulders. Take one more breath here, nice lengthened spine. And then reach the arms up to frame your face. As you hinge forward for Paschimottanasana, try not to round the back. Yes, I want you to stay just as lengthened as you were there in Dandasana. Hinge from the hips. Feel the chest reach toward your big toes. Notice if you're wanting to round, or notice if the ego is kicking in and wanting you to really reach or lay flat on those legs, or try to. Get longer through the spine and then let the hands release. So maybe you catch the feet or the ankles. More likely those hands are just by the side of the legs, yes? See if you can find more length in the back body. You can let the head release, just don't let that lead to rounding and collapsing through the shoulders and the upper back. Maybe close the eyes. Notice if you are wanting to mentally or physically fidget. Notice if there's a very intense physical sensation that you are just stuck on. Come back to the breath. Check that your back body is still lengthened and you haven't started to round in your spine. Check that you are still breathing as deeply as you can without forcing the breath. You have one more breath here in Paschimottanasana. Slowly start to come back up. Bring the feet onto the mat. Make sure you have space behind you. Holding on to the backs of the thighs. Slowly start to come all the way onto your back. Hugging the knees into your chest. If you would like to take a happy baby, take a happy baby, grabbing the outer edges of the feet, the ankles or the shins, with the knees wide, feet reaching toward the ceiling. If you took happy baby, maybe you rock a little bit or straighten one leg and then the other. And then we are all going to start shifting into Shavasana, our final resting pose. The legs will lengthen long on the mat, feet flop open. If for today you would like to come back to that constructive rest with the feet grounded and knees dropping in, allow yourself to settle into that. Wherever you are, the arms are long by your sides, palms face up, allowing the eyes to close. Physically and mentally finding stillness. Allowing the back body to be held by the ground beneath you. Allowing the front body to just lightly rise and fall with the breath. Allowing the efforts of your practice to soak in. Remembering that no effort, no matter how small or how large, is ever wasted.
Let your next breath be a little bit deeper. Bring some gentle movements into your fingers and toes. Start to draw the knees in toward your chest one at a time. Gently roll to the right side into fetal position. Pressing into your top hand, come up to a comfortable cross-legged seat, allowing the eyes to close when you've arrived, allowing yourself to drop back into stillness. Noticing where you are physically connected to the ground beneath you. Bringing the hands into prayer at the heart center. Sealing practice with one Om. The best within me bows to the best within you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day.